If you've been following me long enough, you'll know I built this roof down the side of my house last year, and we had a few questions about how we clean it, so I thought I'd show you, because it's now spring and it needs its first clean. I'm using my Ryobi jet wash with the detergent bottle attached. So the first thing I done was cover the whole thing in some snow foam, and then we let it sit for about 5 minutes to let it do its thing. I added a bit extra in those places that were a little bit more green, and then I used our extendable brush which connects to the hose just to go through and scrub everything. The only part that was really green were the edges right at the bottom. The rest of it actually wasn't that bad. You can see here I was careful where I stepped. I stayed right on top of the rafters. I'll just show you a few close-ups of the slightly greener areas. So now that's nice and clean, you might also remember that I never actually attached the flashings between the roof and the house. So as it was a nice sunny day, I decided to get on with it today. So I went along the area with some rags just to make sure it was nice and dry. I then went along the roof line and measured 7 centimetres up, and then drew the line across so I had something nice and straight to follow. I'm using this beautiful flashing band that's 150mm. So if I go just over my pencil line, this will give me equal amounts on the wall and the roof. I rolled everything out first, and this allows the sun just to warm it slightly, and it's a little bit easier to work with. I then began the slightly tricky task of attaching it. Now I have to say it wasn't the easiest thing to work with, but I did my best. I had previously added a sealant along the top edge of the polycarb just to stop any rain getting down there through the winter, because I knew I wouldn't get the weather to get the flashing done last year. Now, although the sealant wasn't really in the way, it did cause a little bit of creasing on the fold. To be honest, no one else is going to see this, so I'm not too bothered. I made sure I used a little roller just to get a really good adhesion against the wall and the roof. And where it sat over the glazing bars, I had to cut a little strip so it sat down properly, but I'll show you that in a minute. I had to cut around this vent, but that was quite straightforward. The trickiest part was this soil pipe. It wasn't just the pipe, it was the fact that we've got 2 network cables that run down the back. So I needed to make sure that they were really sealed well too. But I think I've managed it, only time will tell. And this is when the sun went in and it started getting a little bit chilly. The tape became a little bit difficult to deal with. It wasn't quite as soft and it just kept sticking to itself. But I managed it in the end, and I'm really pleased I got this done today. And here's the little slits I had to cut over the glazing bars. I just added an extra piece in, just making sure I had about a 2-inch overlap. And now that's all done. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon.